Nomestia, the hearth for wayfinders, rooted in freedom, raised by wonder, always returning home to the now. What if understanding how to navigate it all wasn't found in headlines or hashtags, but in how we move through the day? What if home wasn't made of 4 walls and a mortgage, but of breath, belonging, and the bodies you love most? What if the real rebellion was not louder, harder, faster, but slower, softer, steadier? This is Nomestia, born from the weaving of 3 words: nomad, nest, Hestia. Nomestia is a remembering, a way of carrying home inside you, finding freedom in motion, a nest that holds but never cages, a hearth that burns but never consumes, a path that winds away from systems designed to make us cogs, and back toward the simple sovereignty of being alive. We are Naomi and Alistair, and together with our 3 wayfinding children, we chose to step off the treadmill. Not because it was easy, not because we had all the answers, but because the alternative, endless rushing, constant burnout, a life outsourced to the system, was eroding us from the inside. Nomestia is what we found when we said no. No to society dictating childhood. No to the 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 in Ali's journey. No to the story that success is measured in things rather than presence. Instead, we said yes. Yes to what it truly means to return to the body every day. Yes to what modelling that could look like. Yes to cold swims at dawn, to barefoot walks, and to reading under the stars and returning to her, the great mother. Yes to building a life around slowness, softness, and sovereignty. And yes, even as the world burns, as systems wobble, as leaders do what the fuck they like, as history repeats themselves and tragedies are silenced, we find our way. Nomestia is not a denial of crisis, it is a quiet resistance to it, a refusal to let despair dictate our rhythm, a reclaiming of what cannot be stripped from us, our breath, our bodies, our presence. Nomestia is not just our choice of selling everything to start again. It is not just about raising wayfinding children outside of our system. It is not about escaping, it is about returning to the body, to breath, to earth underfoot and a family at the centre, to finding community with like-minded souls, to a life measured not in speed but in depth. We call it the soft revolution because rebellion doesn't have to be loud. Sometimes it looks like choosing rest in a culture addicted to hustle. Sometimes it looks like teaching your children to trust wonder over worksheets, spanning tests and reading records. Sometimes it looks like daring to believe that enough can actually be enough. And here we are, wayfinders, nest builders, firekeepers. We tend to the sacred in the everyday. We carry home in motion. We remind ourselves and you of what cannot be sold: autonomy, tenderness, wildness, enoughness. Nomestia is for those who are ready to live otherwise, for those who feel the hum of restlessness in their bones, for those who are tired of the script that tells us how to parent, how to learn, how to earn, and how to belong, for those who know that there must be another way. This is a place for the curious, the seekers, and the slow makers, for the family, the wanderers, and the wanderers, the ones who refuse to settle for survival when they're called to truly live. It's for anyone who has ever whispered to themselves, there has to be more than this. So whether you're here to follow our journey or to begin your own, welcome, you belong here, with earth underfoot, with deeper breath, with rebellion braided softly through the ordinary. This is Nomestia. Home is not a place, but as a pace. Freedom not as an escape, but as a return. And even when the world falters, this is the hearth we carry, steady, luminous, unbroken.